Why, and how to avoid situationships. Situationships are becoming increasingly popular these days. It is the last hot thing out there. With all the available dating apps and the enormous variety of choices, people are curious. They want to try, test drive, and compare. Many will date in parallel multiple people, driven by the fear of missing out. The rush of experiencing it all will ultimately make the task of choosing a partner very, very difficult. Situationships may appear very appealing at first. The freestyle, the unrestricted way of relating to each other, the no-pressure approach, the chemistry, the passion. However, in the long term, it can lead to serious heartache, especially for the one who gets attached emotionally and enters the situationship as a transition phase towards a long-term committed relationship. While the friends with benefits situations are clearly defined, and the arrangement is clearly sexual, a situationship is much more complex than that. In a situationship, there are no labels, no clarification. The blurriness of it all can create a strange middle ground, somewhere between friendship and a committed relationship, without any mutual understanding or guarantees. A situationship could as well end at any point in time. It is very important to consider the potential risks of a situationship before entering into one, otherwise, you might end up full of frustration, disappointment, and with many unmet expectations. In general, being in a situationship can become a total agony for the one getting attached. It often happens that one of the two wants to commit more than the other, and consequently feels anxious, frustrated, rejected, angry, while the other enjoys the rewards, ripping all the benefits out of this situation. There's a clear lack of security, no certainty. The relationship is undefined, there is no planning, no regular communication. This person never checks in how you are doing. You cannot talk about your future together. The other person is not integrated into your life, and the other way around. He avoids introducing you to his friends. You cannot demand anything, because they immediately remind you how you're not boyfriend-girlfriend, and you don't owe each other anything. The time you spend together seems to occur randomly. The relationship is not progressing anywhere. Normally, when a person is really interested in you, they would be steadily pursuing you, not just randomly showing up, and then disappearing for days, maybe even weeks. They only call you last minute, when they have no other plans, feel bored, or need some physical interaction. In fact, if every meeting evolves around having sex, it's hard to envision this situation can lead anywhere. They're practically using you for physical benefits, and always show up last minute, getting what they need and moving on. They only come back for the comfort and ease of the setup, is not real feeling that holds them in this situation. In addition, by definition, in situationships there is no exclusivity. One of the two, or both, are seeing other people. Unfortunately, in many cases, one of the two hopes the situationship will be a transitional phase to a real loving relationship, while the other dates multiple people, having no intention whatsoever of ever committing, and is using this situation solely for physical benefits. Don't settle for less than you deserve. By all means, feel free to enter a situationship if you're not looking for long-term commitment, but settling for a situationship when you actually want a real connection can be very damaging to your emotional stability. Situationships are misleading by their setup, and often consist of a distorted dynamics, with one person being ready for a defined relationship, while the other strings them along with phrases like, "Let's see where things go." If you're the person who is ready for something real, you know how much it hurts to wait to be chosen, especially because you've already chosen them. Please know that you deserve better than being just an option. Don't settle for being a backup plan. It's better to be alone than with someone who treats you like a second choice. You deserve better than waiting around for someone to make up their mind about what they actually want. You deserve more than just seeing where things go. You deserve more than maybe. You deserve to know where you stand. You deserve to be loved, prioritized, and committed to. Refuse to settle for less than that. Let's focus a bit now on how exactly to avoid situationships. First of all, don't give too much too soon. Don't open up too quickly, or invest too much emotionally, if you don't know where the relationship is heading. Establish clear expectations before getting too deep into the relationship. What are you both looking for? Are you both on the same page? Are you both looking for a committed relationship, or just a casual fling? Most of the times, situationships come to life from a lack of communication. You might be afraid of rejection, and thus you prefer to remain in a blurry place where it is not clear. Maybe you already know the answer. And as it is not something you want to hear, you prefer not to ask. You prefer not knowing for sure. Stop hoping that the other person will change. If they don't want to clarify, or commit to one, believe them. Don't try to find excuses for them, such as, he is going through a tough time at work, or his cat died. Be ready to walk away. Be clear about the type of relationship you want. If you don't want a friends with benefits situation, make it clear. Let them know what you want. Don't be afraid to clarify. Express yourself. Say, friends with benefits is not my thing. I am looking for romance, chemistry, spending time together, building a long-term loving connection. Clarifying your needs might mean the end of the situationship, or not even initiating one at all. It might seem like an unexciting and boring choice at first, but it will honor your needs. Set your boundaries. Tell them you're looking for a committed relationship. If this is not what they want, be ready to walk away and never look back. It might be hurtful at first, but it will avoid much more heartache later on, when they might call you just for sex. You will need to stay strong and understand that clarification sometimes might imply the end of that relationship as you know it. But most of the times, if love doesn't come with commitment, is not really worth it. Be ready to walk away from people who are not willing to prioritize you in their life. You deserve better. We arrived to the end of this little situationship guide. If you enjoyed this little video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. For more dating advice, feel free to access the link to my book in the video description below. Until we hear from each other again, keep a positive attitude, know your worth, and never ever settle for less than you deserve.